In this video, I'll share with you 10 things I do in my language routine to maintain and improve my Spanish so that you can walk away with concrete strategies to try today and keep what you like. Hello language learners and welcome back to the channel. In this channel, we share tips and strategies for learning new languages, study abroad and cultural immersion, and talk to people all over the world to learn how languages can open new opportunities and enrich your life. I started taking Spanish seriously last year and I've gotten to a pretty comfortable level. Enough so that I was able to do interviews in full Spanish with native Spanish speakers from El Salvador last week to learn about the unique Spanish slang used in El Salvador. And it feels awesome to finally get to a level where I can do this. Now, something key I've learned in my Spanish journey is that it's important to have strategies that are fun and varied enough to take you through various levels of motivation. Things I can do if I'm feeling pumped and in study mode, and things I can kind of lazily do when I have less energy. This has made it a lot easier to keep Spanish in my life all the time, no matter how motivated I'm feeling. In this video, I'll share with you the full toolkit, 10 strategies I use to make up my language routine, and a bonus at the end. I don't use all of these strategies every day, but I try to fit at least one even on the busiest days. Take my strategies, try them for yourself, and keep what you like. Let's dive straight in. Vamos al lío. I'll try to roughly order this list by effort, sharing the strategies that take relatively low energy first, and then working to the ones that are more intense and reserved for focused study modes. Without further ado, let's roll out the list. Number 1, Spanish music in the background. I play Spanish music in the background as often as I can. I've built playlists with over 40 hours of music for different moods, high energy dance playlists for when I'm hyped, and slow, soft, reflective music for when I'm mellow, and everything in between. So no matter what I'm doing, there's always some Spanish music that I can put on in the background that will match the vibe. This strategy is usually super low effort. I put the music on in the background and sometimes I don't even notice that it's there. Other times I might get into it and sing along a little bit. But the key is that I'm hearing Spanish in my ear without having to put much effort on my end. Number 2, talking to myself and thinking in Spanish. As often as I can, I try to remind myself to think in Spanish. For example, when I get up in the morning and I'm making the mental list of what I'm going to do for the day, I try to make that list in Spanish. Bueno, hoy tengo que trabajar hasta las 6 y después he quedado con mi hermano para hacer algunos recados. ¿Ya hicimos la compra para esta semana? This is a free way to practice that you can do anytime, anywhere. But you won't have anyone around to correct any of your mistakes unless they can read your mind, in which case we've got other problems. So I find this strategy is most helpful for practicing things I've already learned and just want to keep fresh. Number 3, set devices and accounts in Spanish. I flipped as much of the devices and softwares that I use to Spanish. My laptop, phone, Google accounts, Facebook, even editing software are all in Spanish. Basically whatever I'm using, if it's got a Spanish setting, it's probably on for me. This isn't too tough to do with software you already know how to use, but it can be more challenging if you're using a tool you've never used before and then suddenly start seeing terms that you don't recognize. You can gradually apply this strategy. Start with just your phone, then add your computer, and then slowly start flipping your accounts one at a time. And you can always switch back if it's too intense. Number 4, watch Spanish YouTubers. After work or whenever I get bored, YouTube is definitely a go-to for me. And I've racked up a nice roster of YouTube channels in Spanish that I can use to watch different shows depending on how I'm feeling. Some channels are more for direct formal learning and others are for skits, comedy, travel, and other things that just happen to be shared in Spanish. I shared my list of top 25 Spanish YouTubers before, so watch this video if you're looking for Spanish YouTuber recommendations for all different types of content. Number 5, Netflix series and movies. I like to close out each day by watching a bit of a series I like. It might be a couple of minutes or a full episode, but I like to wind down with a good show. And this is a relatively low effort strategy if you pick a show that you genuinely like. Avoid forcing yourself to watch something just to study, or that'll make this strategy take more mental energy to initiate. When I'm watching shows, I sometimes avoid looking up words, even ones that I don't recognize, when I want to preserve energy. Or if I'm feeling higher energy, I might pause the episode and look things up as I go. If you're looking for some Spanish Netflix series to watch, I made a top 10 Spanish Netflix series video that you can check out for recommendations. I'll make an updated list soon, but one of my favorites right now is a show called La Cocinera de Castamar, and the new season of La Casa de Papel just came out, so there's plenty of good stuff to see. Number 6, texting friends in Spanish. Something else that I like to do is shoot quick messages to my Spanish-speaking friends in Spanish. I've gotten to meet people from Spanish-speaking countries all over the world, like Spain and Colombia, and this is a great way to both stay in touch with friends and practice my Spanish. The time zone differences make calling not always a great option, so it's nice to be able to shoot a quick text to keep conversations going with my host family in Spain or friends in different countries around the world. Number 7, having conversations with language exchange partners. I also talk to native Spanish speaker friends who are interested in language exchanges. We usually send voice messages back and forth, help correct each other's grammar, and when we have more time, we might jump on a call to catch up. I've met language partners from a whole bunch of different places, but my favorite has definitely been Tandem. It's a language app specifically for finding language partners. Just be cool, be nice, be interested in helping someone learn the language that they're interested in, and interested in learning their language, and I think it'll go well. Another app I've heard good things about is HelloTalk, and I've been meaning to give that app a try soon. And if you can navigate sort of sketchy spaces, I've also found great language partners on Omegle. Number 8, virtual language immersion. Virtual language immersion is a new strategy that I just added on to my language routine. Basically, if you have a computer, phone, or VR headset, you can use an app called ImmerseMe that will let you have pre-recorded conversations with native speakers in a whole host of languages all around the world. It's the closest feeling to true immersion that I've felt since moving back to the US, and I think it's a really cool app that you can try for free. The app actually detects what you're saying and encourages you to practice pronunciation and speaking, and you can also practice your writing, spelling, and translation skills. I did a whole review of the app and it's mind-blowingly cool, so check out this video after to give this strategy a try and see how you like it. Number 9, Español Avanzado. One of my favorite websites that I love to go to when I have questions that are a little bit more advanced is Español Avanzado. The site takes articles and videos in Spanish and breaks down the Spanish that's used in them to turn them into mini lessons. And the lessons are just the right length for me to do one before I hit the hay. If you want some more details on Español Avanzado, I made an earlier video covering it as well, so check that one out after. This is one strategy I haven't used in the past few weeks and I'm looking forward to getting back into it. Number 10, real language lessons with italki. So finally, when I'm really in a learn Spanish mood, I love to take actual Spanish classes with italki. I just started trying this platform, so I'll have to prepare a more in-depth review later, but italki has been great so far. It's basically a platform that lets you book language lessons with professional teachers or with native speakers. I found italki especially useful when it comes to concepts that are a bit harder for most people to explain. And sometimes it's kind of nice to gut check my Spanish with someone who's taught hundreds of students in the past. A bonus strategy for my language learning routine is making YouTube videos. Between research, writing scripts, interviewing native Spanish speakers for my Spanish Around the World series, and handwriting subtitles in English and Spanish for many of my videos, I've gotten to practice Spanish a ton more since I started this YouTube channel. I used to make time specifically for practicing writing in Spanish, but this channel has given me plenty of practice time. So if you're doing a project and can somehow connect it to Spanish, that might be a great way to practice Spanish while doing your regular work. I hope you've enjoyed the video and are feeling pretty stocked up with some strategies to build your own language learning routine. Try all of these, see what you like, and keep a few that work with different levels of energy that you have. And let us know, what else do you do besides the strategies we covered in this video to practice language learning? Drop a comment and let's share some strategies. Sending good vibes and energy to you all, and hasta la próxima.